Alright, hey guys, welcome back. We're going to look at the phases of the French Revolution in this PowerPoint. So your central question for this is, was the French Revolution a success or failure? And this is sort of going to be the ongoing question of the French Revolution. So your learning target, this is what we hope that you guys are able to do, is that you're able to create a timeline of the phases of the French Revolution, describe what happened during each phase, because there are certain phases, even during the chaos of it all, there are certain phases going on with it. So you're going to analyze the picture, and what you're really going to see is, in my opinion, you're going to see chaos in this picture. And that's sort of, for me, that's sort of what I take up for the French Revolution. The National Assembly is from 1789 to 1791. This is a time period, and this is where you end all noble privileges in France. A lot of your nobles are going to flee France, and this is called the émigré, and this is where they immigrated to new areas. They sold church land to pay for debt because France was in debt really bad at this time period, so the church came under control of the states. Remember, France and Britain were both really bad out of money due to the 7 Years' War, which is known for us as the French and Indian War. The National Assembly, so it was a little chaos, so the peasants rise up. You guys know this. Ended all noble privileges. They sold the church land to pay for debt, and they issued the Declaration of Rights of Man. This is important because this is one of the key points of France. So the French Bill of Rights, they're based upon the ideals of the United States. So the United States at this time period is a very young nation, but they're also becoming the focal point where people look at it. So they wanted liberty, equality, and fraternity, sort of a brotherhood. They established a constitutional monarchy in 1791. So the National Assembly only lasted for 2 years, and they themselves established a constitutional monarchy in 1791, which is our next stage. You can see on this slide, this is on the PowerPoint above you, but you can see how many of the rights of the Declaration of Independence are set there and transformed into the Declaration of Rights and Citizens in 1789. This is 13 years after. But you see how some of these things are starting to trade off. The king and queen are going to flee. Louis XVI tries to escape France. He wanted help from foreign monarchs, and he's captured. France declares war on Austria for their support on Louis. Remember, nobody really liked the Louis because they spent a lot of money. They melted down the royal gold. They basically lost all the money for France. Other nations, so France is going to declare war on Austria for helping out Louis. The nations are going to Austrians' aid because of fear of revolutionary ideas. No monarchs wanted to be kicked out of power. They wanted the power, and they were very strong-willed with each other. It's sort of a blue blood theme that you're going to see throughout the French Revolution, where they wanted to protect those that were in power. There was a fear that the monarchs would be overthrown, but France has this chaos that's going on, so they suffer many early defeats. The weaknesses of the National Assembly were the treatment and reorganization of church, not popular with religious peasants. Because peasants, they have to have a religious aspect for this time period because it helps them understand why they're going through what they're going through for the time period. The rise of radical groups who want change to occur much quicker because the change wasn't going on quick enough, so these little radical groups here and there and yonder, they wanted to make sure that the change happened quicker. There was a food shortage problem that was never solved. This is huge because without food, you are not happy. You guys, we've looked at this all throughout history. Without food, nobody's happy and things are bad. Unstable currency because you didn't have the gold, you didn't have the value, so it's unstable, and all this is going to lead to the rise of the French Republic because of the fact that nobody's really happy with the National Assembly and what transpired. The radicals in the Republic is going from 1792 to 1794. They take over the government in 1792. So yet again, it's another takeover of the government. They established the National Convention. Delegates are elected by universal manhood suffrage, which is suffrage always equals the ability to vote. They write a new constitution that take land and titles away from the nobles. So the upper class is going to lose power. Sans-culottes are going to be one of these groups, and they're going to be working class men and women who demanded a republic, wore long pants, and the complete abolishment of a monarchy. And these are your sans-culottes. Those are one of your groups. The Jacobins, who's another radical group, is the middle-class lawyers and intellectuals who support the sans-culottes. So it's a political party, so they support the sans-culottes. Sans-culottes are going to be the people who are the working class. They're going to be the guys who continue to do the work for the Jacobins, if you want to look at it from that perspective. There is your sans-culottes, where they wear those long pant styles of that nature to identify themselves, as opposed to the usually short capri pants, or what capri-style pants is what you see in the other picture right there. The reign of terror starts, and this is when things get crazy. They established a committee of public safety, and these 12 members with absolute authority. They're led by this crazy guy called Maximilien Robespierre. Interesting figure who runs revolutionary France while at war with other countries. So France is in sort of cahoots that things are going crazy in France, and France is having a war with other countries as well. The goal was to eliminate enemies of a revolutionary France and the Republic. So they wanted France to become stronger. They wanted to get rid of everybody. They used the terror, though, to target mostly nobles, and the guillotine killed over 40,000 people, including Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. So the guillotine is a really bad thing. It really goes crazy. And the PowerPoint on top, you can see with the guillotines what it looks like. I think it kills a banana. Robespierre gets some power and he abuses it. And he targets leaders of the revolutionary ideas. And of course, Robespierre is arrested and beheaded because what was going on this time period, it was just complete chaos and nobody knew what was going on. It was a mob mentality. You need to know that the Reign of Terror established a mob mentality, which basically lasted for a while until you start to see the rise of a monarchy later on. And there is a picture of the guillotine. The streets would actually run with blood from all the people that were beheaded during this time period. The Directory is going to come around from 1794 to 1799, and this is the third government of the Revolution. People were tired of fighting in the radicals, and there was 5 men who wrote yet again a new constitution. They established a new 2-house legislature. Problem is, yet again, they're not able to contain peace. Tell them, hey, Kiana.
Bye.
There was a lot of corrupt leaders, and they did not deal with the food shortage. Have that not realized if you don't deal with the food shortage, you're not going to make the people happy. And if you don't make the people happy, things are going to get bad. So France is on the brink of complete chaos again, and then Napoleon Bonaparte comes around, and he is going to overthrow the Direct. Napoleon Bonaparte, Directory, and Napoleon Bonaparte is sort of the man. So you can go into it knowing that he's somewhat the man for this next situation that we're going to go through. And the next PowerPoint is going to look at the rise and the power of Napoleon Bonaparte.